If a girl starts touching certain things when you're around, chances are it's not random. Women have a unique way of expressing themselves without using words, and their subtle actions often reveal more than you'd expect. From fiddling with her hair to the way she holds her phone when you're close, these little movements can speak volumes about how she really feels. Curious if she's into you? Pay attention to these signs. It's like she's giving away her thoughts without saying a single word. Stick around as we uncover 10 surprising things she might touch in front of you and what they truly mean. Sign 1, her clothing or sleeves. There's a certain charm in the little ways people behave when emotions take over. And when a girl plays with her clothes around you, it's never just random. Whether she's tugging at her sleeves, smoothing her shirt, or adjusting her neckline, these small actions often carry hidden meaning. But what does it mean when she suddenly seems more focused on her outfit? If she likes you, she might become hyper aware of her appearance in your presence. It's less about her outfit being out of place and more about her subconscious wanting to look her best for you. Think about it. Why else would someone who's typically relaxed with their own style suddenly start fidgeting with their sleeves or pulling at their shirt hem while talking to you? These gestures are often fueled by a mix of nervous energy and an unspoken desire to catch your eye. For example, imagine you're having a casual conversation and she glances down to fix the cuff of her sweater or smooth the fabric on her shirt. It's little things like this that show she's invested in how you perceive her, even if she doesn't outright say it. Maybe she folds and refolds her sleeves or pulls at her sweater hem repeatedly while smiling at something you've said. These aren't just tics or habits. They're silent evidence that your presence has an effect on her. These motions can also be a way of self-soothing. When you're around someone you admire, it's natural to feel a bit nervous or excited. Playing with her clothes gives her something to do with her hands, helping ease that extra energy. But for you, it's a cue. It's saying, I care about how you see me, and I want to present my best self to you. Pay close attention to when and how girls make these adjustments. It's frequent and happens when you're nearby. You can safely assume it's not just about fashion, it's about you. She's quietly letting her interests slip through in a way that feels safe and nonverbal, making it a powerful indicator of her feelings. Sign 2, her neck. There's something undeniably intriguing about how a girl touches her neck when she's around someone she finds attractive. What might seem like a random, everyday motion is actually one of the most revealing forms of body language. The neck is a delicate, vulnerable area, and when she draws attention to it, whether consciously or not, it tells a story that words can't convey. Picture this. She's talking to you, then lightly brushes her fingers along her neck or rests her hand near her collarbone. What does that mean? Often this kind of gesture hints at nervousness mixed with excitement, a bubbling sense of attraction just beneath the surface. It's an unspoken way of signaling that she feels both vulnerable and open in your presence. Touching or exposing her neck is an instinctive behavior tied to trust and comfort. The neck is a sensitive area, and when someone subtly highlights it, they're showcasing a level of openness. It's like her body language is saying, I feel safe around you. For example, she may loosely tilt her head to the side, exposing more of her neck, or she might run her fingers over the area while talking. These little movements can be subconscious, but their significance runs deep. Psychologically, the act of touching the neck is also linked to intimacy. This is because the neck is rich with nerve endings, making it one of the more sensitive and emotionally charged spots on the human body. When a girl touches it while near you, it's a subtle way her body communicates attraction. She doesn't need to say the words, her actions are doing all the talking. What's fascinating is that she might not even realize she's doing it. A light stroke along the neck or resting her hand there is an instinctive response, but her body is giving her away, revealing a level of trust, interest, and yes, even arousal. If this happens while she's locking eyes with you or smiling softly, take it as the green light you've been wondering about. Her body language is practically writing you a love letter, one little movement at a time. Sign 3, her legs or thighs. Gentlemen, have you noticed how some women tend to adjust their legs or slightly touch their thighs when they're sitting near you? It might seem like a casual move, but more often than not, it goes way deeper than mere comfort. These subtle motions can be powerful, silent signals of attraction. When a girl feels drawn to someone, her awareness of her body and how she presents herself naturally increases. She might gently run her hand over her thigh, cross and uncross her legs, or shift her posture in subtle but noticeable ways. None of these movements are accidental, especially if she's doing it while engaging directly with you. Her mind might be focused on the conversation, but her body is sending hints she likely doesn't even realize. Take this scenario, for example. You're sharing a story and notice her casually gliding her fingers along her leg or adjusting her skirt. It could be as simple as smoothing her pants or lightly crossing her legs in a way that draws attention to the area. These little gestures are soft, flirtatious ways to draw your eye, even if she's not consciously planning them. They speak volumes about her desire to connect and be noticed by you. The position of her legs says a lot too. A relaxed posture might change noticeably when you're around. Sitting up straighter, crossing her legs deliberately, or moving in ways that subtly showcase more of her legs can all hint at her interest. And if she pairs these movements with eye contact or an inviting smile, that's a strong indicator she's feeling the chemistry. This behavior is often a mix of instincts, part attraction, part nervous energy. People unconsciously mirror and adapt their body language when they're around someone they're drawn to. And for women, this heightened awareness often shows in how they move. It's like her body is working overtime to clue you in on how much you've captured her attention. Watch for these moments because they're her way of expressing interest without saying a word. Sign 4, her lips. If there's one body part capable of communicating everything from flirtation to outright attraction, it's her lips. Whether she's lightly biting them, touching them with her fingers, or gliding on lip balm, her lips can send powerful, nonverbal signals. And when she's doing this while you're around, it's rarely a random habit. It's a quiet way to draw your attention. Why is this so significant? The lips are among the most expressive features of the human face. They're incredibly sensitive, and playing with them often happens when someone is feeling nervous, excited, or hyper-aware of another person's presence. For example, if she gently grazes her lips with her fingers during your conversation, she's likely emphasizing her sensuality without realizing it. Imagine you're seated across from her, and she reaches for her lip balm mid-conversation, applying it slowly and with precision. It's not just about her lips feeling dry, it's her subconscious way of pulling your focus directly to them. Every stroke of her lip balm or soft bite of her lower lip is like a magnet for your attention. Some girls might even brush their fingers across their lips while listening to you speak, or softly bite them as they think about what to say next. These gestures aren't accidental. They're nonverbal cues that reflect how anxious or excited she feels when you're nearby. And of course, those subtle signals of attraction. The beauty of these small actions is in their subtlety. It's not overt, it's discreet, inviting, and personal. It's as if her body is sending you an unspoken message, saying, I'm comfortable being vulnerable around you. Pay attention to these moments. They're often the clearest indications of her feelings you'll get without hearing something outright. Sign 5, her collar or necklace. Sometimes the tiniest gestures speak volumes, and when a woman starts fiddling with her collar or necklace while she's talking to you, it's rarely just a random habit. These delicate touches usually come from a place of heightened feelings, whether it's a mix of nervousness, excitement, or attraction. The movements are often subtle but hold a lot of meaning, so they're worth paying attention to. Think about this scenario. You're mid-conversation with her, and you notice her lightly adjusting a necklace or playing with a pendant dangling near her chest. At first glance, it might seem like ordinary behavior, but often this is her subconscious way of redirecting your attention to that area of her body. The neck and collarbone are two very delicate and visually captivating features, and by lightly playing with her jewelry or collar, she's subconsciously drawing your eyes there. For example, she may gently tug on her necklace chain, twist the pendant between her fingers, or even trace the edges of her collar. These aren't rehearsed moves. They're totally instinctive. They can be her way of keeping her hands busy and releasing nervous energy, especially if your presence makes her feel both excited and a little shy. It's almost like her body is saying, I want you to notice me, but she's using actions instead of words to communicate it. Another interesting layer to these gestures is how they create an air of elegance and femininity. Movements like adjusting a dainty necklace or pulling at a shirt collar often look graceful and refined. Whether intentional or not, this can amplify her attractiveness in the moment. Plus, these gestures give a glimpse into how aware she is of your presence. She's engaging with you, yet her little motions are sending a second message, a physical cue that she's drawn to you in a quiet but captivating way. If these actions are paired with direct eye contact, a soft smile, or even a slight tilt of her head, you can be almost certain she's interested. Subtle physical cues like these often reveal emotions and desires that words can't, so pay attention. While her hands are busy with her necklace or collar, her body is telling you a story, one that's filled with curiosity and possibly even attraction. Sign 6, her hair. Hair. The one accessory that women carry with them everywhere, and one that can be extremely expressive. When a girl starts playing with her hair around you, it's like her emotions are coming to life through those small, repeated gestures, whether she's twirling it between her fingers, lightly tossing it over her shoulder, or casually fixing it. Each movement has a way of catching your attention. And trust me, she knows this. First, consider what her hair represents. For many women, their hair is a part of their identity and an essential aspect of their appearance. That's why if she's starting to interact with her hair, when you're around, there's a good chance she's aware of how it looks and wants it to appear its best for you. She might run her fingers through it to smooth it out, flip it to one side to frame her face differently, or tuck it behind her ears to open up her expression. These are all subtle ways to emphasize her confidence and beauty, even if she isn't fully aware of why she's doing it. Another part of this behavior comes down to nervous energy. Think about it. When emotions run high, people tend to fidget. For her, it might mean twisting strands of her hair, playing with the ends, or brushing it away from her face while talking to you. These repeated gestures aren't just habits. They reflect a mix of anticipation, excitement, and maybe even a little shyness in your presence. But here's the thing. When a girl engages with her hair while focusing on you, it's never just about the hair. These small actions often give her a sense of comfort and grounding, especially in moments where her feelings might feel overwhelming. She's essentially channeling the intensity of the situation into movements that come off as flirtatious, feminine, and appealing. Take note of moments where she combines these hair motions with other body language cues. For instance, does she play with her hair while smiling at you? Does she make fleeting eye contact as she adjusts her ponytail or brushes her bangs aside? If so, she's likely trying to deepen the connection, even if she's doing it in a soft, nonverbal way. Sign 7, her ears or earrings. One of the most overlooked but meaningful body language cues involves a girl's ears, or more specifically, how she interacts with them. If you notice her gently tugging at her earlobe, twisting her earrings, or repeatedly tucking her hair behind her ear while talking to you, she's not just trying to keep her hands occupied. These small gestures often reveal attraction and comfort in your presence. Ear movements often happen when someone feels a bit nervous or overwhelmed. For her, touching her earrings or brushing her hand near her ears can be a soothing action, a way to settle those butterflies she feels when you're around. But that's not all. It's also a gesture that aligns with a sense of vulnerability because it draws subtle attention to her jawline and neck, two areas often associated with elegance and sensuality. Imagine this scene. You're engaged in conversation, and she twirls her stud earrings with her fingertips or adjusts her dangling ones while she's looking at you. It's not a random habit. Chances are she's feeling a mix of emotions that she may not be ready to express verbally. Similarly, if she repeatedly tucks her hair behind her ears throughout the chat, especially when her hair is already neatly out of the way, it's often a physical cue that she wants to subtly draw your attention to her face. What's even more telling is the rhythm of the gesture. If you notice her playing with her earrings whenever the conversation gets thrilling or emotional, or if she smiles shyly while doing it, that's a clear sign of nervous excitement. It's her body's way of showing how much she cares about what's happening between the two of you. Ultimately, these seemingly small acts are part of a bigger picture. They paint a moment filled with unspoken feelings where, instead of using words, her hands are doing the communicating. Pay attention to how often and when those ear gestures happen. More than likely, it's her way of showing that she's enjoying herself in your company and perhaps finding it hard to contain the little rush of emotion she feels when you're near. Sign 8, her phone. The way someone handles their phone can be quite telling, especially when they're interested in someone. If she's picking it up, putting it down, scrolling without any purpose, or flipping it over repeatedly in your presence, it's not because her notifications are blowing up. More often, this behavior hints at her feelings toward you, even if she might not be aware of it herself. What's happening here is that her phone becomes a safety net. When she's feeling nervous or excited around you, it gives her hands something to do. It's less about her wanting to check messages and more about managing the heightened energy she feels in your presence. You might notice her tapping on the screen or scrolling through apps only to put it back down without finishing much of anything. It's a stall tactic, one that keeps her grounded while she figures out how to handle the conversation and her emotions. At the same time, fidgeting with her phone shows hyper-awareness. It's as if she's using it to avoid coming off as too eager or too shy. Maybe she picks it up and puts it down repeatedly, or she flips it over and occasionally glances at the screen while still paying attention to you. These are subtle pushes and pulls in her body language, a way to keep a balance between appearing composed and feeling completely engrossed in the moment. Interestingly, when she does this kind of phone fidgeting, it doesn't mean she's distracted. Quite the opposite, actually. Her full attention is on you, but she's using her phone as a shield that allows her to stay in control of her feelings. It creates a pause, a moment where she can collect herself without feeling too vulnerable. The next time you see her handling her phone like this, look beyond the surface. Is she smiling at you while doing it? Does she check her phone less and engage more deeply as your conversation progresses? If so, it's pretty clear. Her feelings are there and she's waiting for you to pick up on the vibe. Understanding someone's feelings can be tricky, but paying attention to the little things like how they move or what they touch can reveal a lot more than words ever could. Throughout this video, we've highlighted 8 key gestures that might signal a girl's interest in you, from the way she plays with her hair to how she fidgets with her phone. These subtle actions often happen naturally when someone feels a mix of nervousness and attraction, and now you know exactly what to look for. The great thing about body language is that it's honest. It doesn't lie. A tilt of her head, a touch of her necklace, or even a simple movement of her lips can speak volumes about her emotions. But remember, these signs should always be viewed as part of a bigger picture. When combined with other forms of communication, like her tone of voice or the way she interacts with you, they create a clearer understanding of how she feels. Start paying attention to the small details because they often hold the biggest clues. And if you've enjoyed learning about these signals and want more insights into decoding relationships and human behavior, don't forget to like this video and share your thoughts in the comments. Have you spotted any of these signs in someone's body language before? We'd love to hear about your experiences. Lastly, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on more fascinating psychology tips and relationship advice. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.